Hello friend, welcome back. In a previous video here I inserted some of the demo post with the admin and also the author as a Kazi. So here I inserted some of the demo post. So right now I want to actually display all that our post in our font. That means here. Okay, so how can do that work? Step by step I will show you. First of all, I want to work in our sidebar. Like in our sidebar there is our static, all the data as a popular news, and here that's some of the static data. So for now, first of all, here I want to display all that are most viewed. Okay, like here, and that is our total view. If you go to our database, and in our database that is our post table, and into the post table here you find out one things like as a view count. Okay, so into the view count right now that is 0, so I just define as a like as a 12, and here I just define as a 15, and also I just define as a 78. Okay, so this type of right now I just define some of the view count on particular that position. So all that most viewed post will be visible on particular that position. So that's the things I want to do. For doing this, first of all we have to do like that is our home blade. Okay, and that is our home blade. You can see that is our view. So in our view, sorry, there is the resources in the view, and now I want to work in our font. That means the font folder, and into the font folder here you get that as our home blade. So that is our home blade. Okay, and this home blade actually means that's total content. So first of all I want to find out that position, that means popular news position. So here I just click on the Control F and I just paste it. Now we see that is actually the popular news. And now let's check this out in our popular news. They have actually the one of the title. That means the post title will be visible on here. There is a date will be visible. By the author will be visible, and also there is a comments. And also they have pictures. We have to actually get all the things from our database table. So here right now that's all that is static data. Okay, so now I want to update it. So for doing this here, that will be actually the popular news in your sidebar area. So this sidebar will be actually applicable for the every pages for the reasons in our app service provider. So here I just come to this position, and here first of all on particular that position, here I just take one of the variable as a most viewed underscore viewed. So I just define the variable most viewed, and in particular that position I want to actually get all the things from our post table, right? So that's our post table. So for the post I already created one of the model as a post model. So now I just define as a post model on here. So I just define the post model, and into the post model I also like here I have to show our admin, that means the creator. Okay, and also I have to show the date and also the comments. So I want to do like here I just defining as a width. Okay, I just define the width, and for the width here I just define that things as it with the array. Okay, like here I just defining it with the array. So I just define the third bracket, and in particular that position I just define the creator. Okay, creator for all who actually created that post, it should be visible on here. And also I take another one as a comment. Okay, I just define that things as a comments on here. And then I want to actually put some of the conditions like as a where condition. Okay, I just define that where condition, and in the where condition what exactly will be happen. Like if you go to our post here, you can see I just defining as a post status as a published or unpublished. So when you click on the unpublished, what exactly happened? Then this status actually become updated 1 to 0. Okay, so when it should be 0, that means if you go to our database table, and here if you go to that position, that means this status, when this status will be 0, then this post will be the disabled. Only you have to show the post which is a status as a 1. Okay, so I hope you can well understand about it. For the reasons I have to define that status. So here I just define as a where, and I just define our field name. So in our status field, when it should be the 1, then it should be visible. Okay, and then I get all the data. So here I just define the order by, And into the order by, here I have to define our field name. So here he will be ordered by, and that view count, so it should be ordered by with this, like that's all actually the top, that means the 78. So this 78 will be the first, and then the 15, and then the 12. I hope you can well understand about it. So for the reasons, I just define our field name as a view underscore count. Okay, view count, and here I just define as a, it should be get all the things as a descending order. So I just define as a DESC, that means a descending order. And also if you want to put some of the limitations, like here default that is actually the 4, so here I want to actually put some of the limitation for the 5. So he will be get the 5 latest top view data and display that things on here. So how can do that work? It's pretty much easy. So here you have to defining it, like here I just define that limit, and limit for now I just want to put that 5. Okay, so that means the 5 post will be visible on particular that position, and then I just get all. So here I just define that get. I hope you can well understand about it, what exactly the things I did on particular that position. So that is our post model, I use it on here. So we have to use that. So here I just define as a use, and then app, and then I just define our post. So here I just define our post model on particular that position. Okay, so that is actually the things, that creator and the comments, and here I just define the status. All that one status value will be visible, and he will be get all that order by data with the view count field, and it will be displayed the descending order. I just put the 5 limit, and then he get all the data. So then we have to pass that things in our shared data area, like here. But I just copy it, and for this one I just put the comma, and the last we don't need any comma. Okay, so now this field here I just define as a most viewed, like this one. So here I just define as a most viewed, and here I just pass that most viewed. So now we have to visible that things in our that page, that means home page. Okay, so here that is popular news. So right now I want to update it as a most viewed. Okay, I just define as a most viewed on particular that area, and now we have to update all that our images, like here you can see that's all the static images. So right now all this image will be comes from our post area, that means the database area. For now doing this, like first of all here, that is actually the image. So for that image, better I just remove it. Okay, so it should be like I just define that double second bracket, and into double second bracket, first of all here I have to define as an asset. Okay, I just define that asset, and then I have to define that our root. So our root is that in our public. Okay, public, and then I just define that our post folder. Okay, so because I already inserted all the things in our post, like if you go to our, I show you, then it should be very much clear to you again. Like go to our driver, and that is our XAMPP, htdocs, and then our directory as a pro, the news, and here there is a public. In our public here you can say I created one of the posts. So all that images actually inserted on particular that position, and all that images actually inserted with the 3 different type of sizes. So I already discussed about that things with you. For the reasons here I just defining as a public post, and then slash our image name. So here I have want to do here, I just define the slash, and then again the second bracket double, and in particular that position I just defining it. So here I just define the most viewed. So now better actually I have to actually for each this one. So better I just want to for each on particular that area. Okay, so here I just define as a for each, because we have to actually iterate all the data. So I just define for each, and into this position for each will be our, we get that things with our shared data. So here with the shared data I just defining it on here. Okay, so our data will be on particular that position as a most viewed. So I think it's very much clear to you because we did this type of work. Okay, and now I just define as, okay, I just define as that things with the another variable as a item. Okay, I just define as item. and also we have to finish it. So that is the comments after this one. Okay, after this one I just finish it. Like here I just define that as a for each and for each. Okay, I just define as a and for each on here. So right now that is all that our static. Another part, that is media part, like there is one of the media, so there is another one, there is another one. Okay, so right now I just want to do, I want to remove all the things. So all that media means that is actually one of the media class, that is another media class. Okay, so I only want to iterate one particular that post, so then it should be enough. So for the reasons I just select all and delete that things from here. Okay, I just take only one on particular that position, and now here I just assign our images, and I just define that as a for each and that for each on here. So now I just define that our most viewed with this item. So now I want to define with this item, and here I just define to display our thumbnail image. So here I just define as a thumbnail underscore image. Okay, so I already discussed about that things with you. Every image actually created the three part: the list image, the main image, and the thumbnail image. So here there is actually the short image. So here I just define as a thumbnail image. Okay, so that is actually the thumbnail image. They have some of the sizes. For the reason I just defining as a thumbnail image on particular that position. I hope you can well understand about it. And also here you have to define the title. So I just define the title on here. So here I just define the title like here with this item. Okay, with this item I just defining the title. That means our post title will be our alt tag. And also here we have to define that href. So for the href I just define as URL, and into this URL I just define our details space slash details. I will do that work later. Okay, and then I just define the slash, and also we have to pass that things with the slash. So here I just define as a with this item I just define that slash. Okay, I just define that slash on here. Perfect. So now that is our title. So title will be visible on here. So here I already have defined the title. So I just copy it, and here I just define the title on particular that position. And for the title it should be redirected to that URL. So here I just copy that URL and I just paste that URL on particular that position. So right now we don't need this target. So here I just defining it on here. And then here I want to display the date. That means the appropriate date. Here you can see there is some of the date, static date. So right now I want to show our date from it on particular that position. So I already discussed about that things with you like as a date. Okay, here I just define the date format on here as a J, and then F, then hyphen and Y. So here I just define that Y. Okay, and now here I also define as a start time like strtotime. Okay, start time, and in particular that position I want to add our created field. Like if you go to the database, like when this actually post is created, that means this one that's created that. Okay, so automatically it should be also visible on here. So created time I also defining on particular that position. For instance I just define the started time, and here I just define with this our item. Okay, like here I just defining as a with item. So with this item I just defining that field name. So our field name is the created at created. Okay, created, and then underscore at. So I just define as a created underscore at. Then I have to do better. I just define that is on here. Okay, so that is our date from it, and also by the author. So here I have to define our creator, because here I already defined as a creator. Okay, that's the comments. So right now I want to display it like here. I just define as a double second bracket, and particular that position it should be with our this item. Okay, with this item, and then the creator, and then here I just define that name. That means the creator name will be visible on here. Okay, so here I just define that creator. So that is actually the creator. Perfect. So here I just define the creator and name, and also here some of the href. So we have to also define that href. So better I just define that href on this position as a better I just copy it. Okay, I just copy it, and then I just define that things on here. So that should be the creator name. So it should be redirected to our author page. Okay, it should be redirected to our author page, and also there is a slash, and then here you have to define that ID. That means here I just define that as the ID. Okay, the item creator and the creator ID. Sorry, ID. So here I defining it, and then there is a share. So I don't need to show that share on particular that position. I only want to display the comment. So for the comment here, there is I have to display our count of the comment for this post. Okay. So if you want to display it like here, I just define on particular that position as a count. I just define as a count, and into the count, then I just define that our item. So with this item, here I just define that items. With this item I just define our comment. Okay, so here I just defined our comment. So here I declare it as a comments. So here I have to define it as a comment. So here I just define that comment. So now we have to also create the relation with this one. Like here, if you go to that model, like here I just define our post model. So here if you go to the post model, on particular that position you have to create one of the method. Like here I just create one of the method as a comment. Okay, I already created one of the method as a creator, and here for the reasons I just defined that creator. For the comments I didn't create any method, so right now I want to create that method. I hope you can well understand about it, like as a public and then function, and then now I want to create one of the method as a this one. So that is actually the comments. Okay, so here I just defined that comments. I hope it's very much clear to you right now. And into this position here I just define as a return, and return I just with these I just want to create the relation. Okay, like with the has many. So I just define that has many, and in particular that position I just define with our comment model. So here I just define the app, and then I just define that comment. Okay, our comment model. Here you can see that is actually the model. So here I just define that relation with this one. So for now here I just defining as a semicolon. Okay, so here I just created the relation with the comments with this method as a comment method. Here I just pass that our app and then the comment model. So that is a comment model, and also I created another method as a created. So I did that things before. So here you can see I already created the relation with our user model. So for the reasons here, we can actually use that creator. Here we can use the comments, and particular that position when you actually display the name, that means the author name. Here I already defined that. You can see there is an item and the creator. Creator means our user table, he will get that ID. And also here I just defined that in our user table there is a name, that means the name field will be visible. Okay, so here if you go to our database, and into the database I already created the relation with the user. Okay, so here I just defined that things as a creator, and you can see he get that name, that means this name. So I want to publish that things on here with this item. I just define that creator, and with this creator I just define that name, and also I just put the link for the ID. Okay, that means the creator ID. I hope it's very much clear to you. And for the comments, I also define that comments on here. For the reasons I define that our create the relation with our app and the comment model with this method. Okay, so now I can actually access it. So I hope it's very much clear to you. Now let's check this out. It's display or not. I just click on the save all, and if you now refresh that page, like here I just refresh it. Yes, you can see that is actually most views is now visible on here. So now that's all that things is now comes from our database, and now it's perfectly visible on here. Okay, so here I already defined some of the things, like if you go to that our post. So in our post table, if you go to the post table, and in our post table here you can see I just defined some of the top view as a 12, that is 78. That means the 78 is the actually this one, and here you can see this one actually on the top, and after that that is actually 15, and the 12 is now visible comparatively on particular that position. And also here you can see it's now showing as a 4 comments. So they have the 4 comments into this post, and also it's now showing as a appropriate date and also created by the admin. So this post is actually created by the admin. For the reasons is now visible as the admin on here. So I hope it's very much clear to you how the things I did on particular that position. So in our next video, I will show you like there is another option for the most commented. Okay, so all that most comment post will be visible on particular that position. So how can do that work? In our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.